Guys, guess what? We had Val, you know him, the janitor in the IFL. We've got Tim Boach, who stood 3 rounds with the janitor and did a great job in his first IFL fight in a losing effort, but great. But now we got Don Hal in the house. Don, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Kev. Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem, man. Tell me what's going on in football right now. I know you're like a football aficionado.
Well, it's just getting ready. Camp's starting for a lot of the colleges, and so obviously with the warm weather here, a lot of players are out there. Hopefully their off-season conditioning programs will get them through this next couple of weeks of grueling activity. But
well, they're running over the
I'm looking forward to it. I do coaching for Rocket football, so I look forward to doing that, and I'll be working with some high schools doing some of their D-line coaching. So I got some things to do this fall.
Now, are you the type of coach that always has trash cans by the line so the kids can go throw up in them?
You know what? I think the ones that have had me before realize that that's probably going to happen if you're not in shape. So, you almost have to have a thick side of you to be playing underneath me. I make sure you work hard.
Now, which college football team is your fancy outside of Grand Valley?
Oh, well, obviously I like the Big Ten. I have some favorites in there. I like Michigan State, Michigan, Notre Dame. You head down to like Georgia. I also like Texas. Arizona State, actually, if you can imagine that. Boise State's another one that was a surprise for me. I started following them about 8 years ago and really enjoyed their program. They had a real went out there. USC, kind of on and off for many, many years. And
you think they're going to get hit with problems?
Like Florida, Miami, Florida. Those are always some programs. Your Tennessee's always have a good program. So it's I spread it out definitely, and I like Oregon, and I like their program they usually have up there is an excellent, strong program. Washington always seems to put out a good team, and I think this year, an interesting one has always been Hawaii just recently because of their 3 coaches are all ex-NFL coaches. So it's an interesting, offense, defense, and head coach are all ex-pros, so professional head coaches. So I like to see what they put together. They seem to run a wide-open offense and get a little crazy, so it's good to watch their schemes.
I think that's why we follow college football, because Boise is just, they're getting some respect, but people are questioning it. You got the SEC, you've got the Big East with Louisville and Rutgers and West Virginia that people aren't expecting them to do anything, but they've been doing stuff for a long time now, and they're just now, turning heads. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, a couple of times I worked with a company up there called bodybuilding.com, and they're based out of Boise. So I made several visits up there, and the town, the community, it's the smallest town you've ever been in. I mean, it's just amazing what they're able to put together. But I think what's great is they have strong recruiting. They don't have distractions maybe like the bigger cities may have. The kids really want to be there. It's just an atmosphere, and I think you have to make something unique for a college kid to choose your school. If you're a top-notch, Division I school, there has to be something unique for that kid to want to choose that school. Outside of even the education, it's going to have to be something about the culture, the environment. What makes it different? How is this going to set me aside from the other schools? And Boise is another one that I think has crept up on people because the town really comes around the school, and it just, they're celebrities. Whereas, you can be a UCLA football player, but you're in LA, man. Good luck. So you're not going to have that type of attention, and that's what I think some of these Division I programs are starting to develop in the WAC and everything else. So
yeah, see, I'm kind of like an anti-Big Ten just because I've been doing so much reading and research on Division II schools and how tough and quality programs that they have. I got in an argument today with a guy about Grand Valley, and he was just not very impressed with Grand Valley at all. And I figured I'd just share that with you and have you go at it.
What was his reasoning behind that?
He just says because it's Division II. Why should anybody follow that program? I said they've won 4 out of 6 championships. He goes, but those are not real schools. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. To win a championship in any division, it's impressive. And and Grand Valley was slated to be a Division I at one time in football, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
I'm positive on that. I couldn't quote you on that one. But my understanding is a lot of people have felt that way about the program. they feel that way about Division III. Division I is, their moneymaker for the NCAA. A lot of people see the entertainment that goes into it. An 80,000-seat stadium versus, a 10,000-seat stadium for a Division II program isn't going to bring the attention and the drama. But they forget the coaching that goes on. A lot of these head coaches started somewhere. You have to start somewhere. You just don't. Not everybody shows up at Division I and gets their shot at the title. So for him to diss is kind of frustrating because it's like, well, what does he do for a living? Find out where he works.
I was going to say that, but
what are you doing there? It doesn't. You're impressing me. You're not with a Fortune 500 company. You don't have a 5-bedroom mansion. Well, that doesn't impress me. And you really have to realize that a lot of these guys are coming up as graduate assistants. They need a school to go coach at. It's hard to find top coaching jobs. And if a Division I and Division II start to become almost like competitive as far as salaries go and coaching, that opens up the market for a lot more people to have jobs in coaching. And there's a lot of great coaches that don't coach because there's not money other than in the Division I programs. And just like we talk about mixed martial arts, this is giving opportunities for a lot of other people. And Division III gets bigger, that'll open up doors for a lot of people. My brother's a coach. It'd be nice if he had a good Division II school to go to and get a good paycheck.
Yeah.
So for a guy not to be dissing these guys, there's a lot of great players. He's dissing Walter Payton. He came from a Division II school.
Yep.
So there's a lot of Hall of Famers and people that own some major records in the NFL that came from Division II schools, and Georgia Southern and Alabama State and all these guys down there. It's in Missouri, Southwest Missouri State and East Texas State and North Dakota State and South Dakota, and all those guys, they're all Division II. So